These are Air Jordan 3s inspired by Anna Wintour, one of the most influential women in fashion. But do women really want the Air Jordan 3? What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning into the Sneaker News YouTube page. Today we have a brand new pair of Air Jordans to unbox. Before we get into what's inside here, we'd like to ask you a quick favor. Hit the subscribe button that's just under my finger, and of course turn on the notifications. You can do that by hitting the bell icon, and once you do, you'll be first to know when we post new videos and content and all that good stuff. So, ready to go? All right, let's do this. So here we have a pair of Air Jordans, comes in a red shoebox. Let's take a look. This is the Vogue Air Jordan 3 Retro, AWOK. This shoe releases on September 7th at very select retailers. Before we touch on, resale value, the fit, and all that other good stuff, as well as the details of the shoe, we're gonna talk a little bit about Vogue, Anna Wintour, and why they did a collaboration with Jordan Brand. So, as you guys know, Jordan Brand and Vogue did a collaboration back in July with two Air Jordan 1 zips. They were the sail and red leather versions. Now it's the Air Jordan 3, completely different shoe, and the materials are much different from what you earlier saw. First, Anna Wintour, she is the editor-in-chief of Vogue, and she's been for quite a while. And just her style and her voice has been the identity for Vogue. Well known in pop culture, and of course she's one of the elite in the world of fashion, and anyone who's interested in fashion knows who Anna Wintour is pretty much. And Vogue, as you guys know, is a magazine that both lives on a paper magazine form as well as online, and they drop a new magazine in the newsstands every so often. So if you know fashion or you care about fashion, then you definitely know who Anna Wintour is. Why specifically Vogue? Well, Jordan Brand has been making efforts to appeal to women, and they're doing that by releasing women's sizes in very popular releases like the Shadow ones and a bunch of other stuff, and even the Off-White Jordan 1 in white. If you ever were lucky to have a pair, like on the box label it says it in women's sizing as well, but that doesn't necessarily make them women's shoes. This right here is specifically a women's version of the Air Jordan 3. It is releasing only in women's sizes, and Jordan Brand is calling these, as well as the Jordan 1 zip from July, the first ever women's sneaker collaboration for the brand. So it's definitely a big deal for Jordan Brand. They've collaborated with one of the most recognizable and biggest names in women's fashion, so that's definitely a step in that right direction. Vogue, Jordan Brand, two huge names in pop culture, in fashion, sportswear coming together. It definitely brought in a lot of headlines, and people were definitely interested. Now this is the Air Jordan 3. We really don't need to go too much into that, but the shoe was designed in 1988. And 2018 is the 30th anniversary. This particular model is a women's version of the Air Jordan 3. It features like a thinner tongue, thinner lining. It's just more slimmed down, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Now we want to talk about the colorway of this shoe. Now, as you guys know, these are dropping in September 7th in two colorways. We only have the black and sail version with us right now. As you can see, the upper material is a fabric material, and it's meant to mimic tweed, like a wool tweed. And that's because Anna Wintour is known for wearing wool tweed suits. And if you look at the heel, this signature piece right here of the Air Jordan 3, as you can tell, it's really glossy. You can even tell by the way the light is reflecting off of it. The reason for its glossiness is because Anna Wintour is also known for wearing these like jet black sunglasses. So the tweed suits, the sunglasses, a very like intimidating kind of thing. That's been her look. So they've managed to transfer that personal style of Anna's onto an Air Jordan shoe. Some other details about this is that the mudguard on the forefoot is a black flat leather. As you can see, there is no elephant print on this shoe. For those of you who don't know what elephant print is, it is like the signature detail on the Air Jordan 3. On the heel, again, the same glossy with the AWOK. And AWOK is Anna Wintour's signature, and that's how she signs off any piece of writing that she reviews, or pretty much the whole issue. So once she approves of the way everything is, and from layout to the writing, she just signs it off AWOK, which means Anna Wintour okay. Closer look at the tongue. We mentioned before, this Air Jordan 3 is designed specifically for women. So the tongue is actually much thinner from what you would expect from a Jordan 3, as well as the lining. It's much thinner. This is lined with like a nice satiny kind of finish. There's tumbled leather on the tongue of this one, so not only are the materials nicer, but the construction of these were made to be more appealing to women. Women want more slimmer looking shoes, but the sole of the shoe, the Air Jordan 3 sole, remains the same. And as you can see here, there's a pairing of sail and red. And on this left shoe, there's a hang tag. Again, hang tags are very, a native detail to Air Jordan 3s. On one side, you have the edited by Vogue logo, and on the other side, you have your classic Jumpman. And going back to the other shoe, as you can see, there are a second pair of laces. It's a sail white, so you can either go tonal black or you go contrasting with the white. And on the insole, it also says edited by Vogue. Now, as you can see, each pair of shoes comes with 2 shoe bags in suede with the AWOK signature, so more premium touches to this release. It's not going to be a cheap one. Even the shoe box has a more of the elevated, opening hinge door instead of the box lid. You got the Jumpman on the top. You have the edited by Vogue on the side, and of course the AWOK on the side as well. So now, just to talk about resale value, Air Jordan 3s have been huge this year, but there have been a lot. There have been a lot of GRs, there have been a lot of collaborations, some rare ones. It really depends on, I guess, which shoe it was, but for this one in particular, we foresee the resale value to be somewhere in the $400 to $500 range, maybe not too much above that. Of course, that really depends on how limited the shoes are, and they probably will sell out the minute they release, but because it is a women's shoe, and some of the materials are very unique, and we're glad that Jordan Brand brought something new to this and something that honors Anna Wintour in the right way. But the materials are not exactly what you might be used to. And again, this is the women's construction, not the classic men's construction, so that might have a factor in whether or not you decide to cop the shoes or if the resale will go that much higher. It is missing like the signature elephant print details. The glossy heel is actually a pretty dope feature. We like how the light just bounces off of that. And sizing, again, this one is a women's size 12, which roughly translates into a men's 10.5. And again, we would suggest you stick to your true Air Jordan 3 size, which is generally true to the size. So, for example, if you're a men's 10.5, then you're gonna need a women's size 12. Pretty much the entire shoe. One thing to really talk about is Jordan Brand making the right moves when it comes to appealing to women? They've definitely dropped a lot of shoes for women this year, but one thing that Jordan Brand needs to understand is that women do want Air Jordan 1s and 3s. They do, not as much as maybe men do, but they don't want them in pink and pastel tones. They just want something that's true to the Jordan fabric. They want something that does bring something new to the table, but it doesn't have to be so overtly feminine. That's why a lot of the light pinks and the light teals and the very pastel tones that you even saw in those Air Jordan 1s from early 2018, they sort of sat on shelves because they look nice, but it doesn't need to be so obviously feminine for it to be a women's shoe. But these are definitely an interesting limited release that might get women more interested into how the whole sneaker game works. It's an Air Jordan 3. It's not exactly the most popular women's shoe. Though Jordan 1 is probably the most popular Air Jordan shoe amongst women. But again, I'm a guy, so what do I know, right? But Jordan Brand has a ways to go. They need to not only create a new category specifically for women, but they also have to reconnect with their current consumers because outside of their limited releases, a lot of the Air Jordan retros, even the OG colorways, are sitting on shelves. So that's never a good thing, but they are producing mass quantities. So this is pretty much it. This is the Air Jordan 3 Vogue AWOK inspired by Anna Wintour. It drops September 7th. It's going to be on sneakers as well as very select retailers. You can read more about that in the links below. And of course, be sure to hit that subscribe and turn on notifications so you're first to know and you could comment first and do all that fun stuff. And let us know what you think about these shoes by leaving us a comment below and we'll definitely respond. And thanks for watching.